So just to summarize, for those that don't know about Zimmerman Shoes, if you can take us through the story, the story of that and what this business means to you and your family.
Sure. So, our original company, Kepner Scott Shoe Company, was established in 1888, so 136 years ago. So a really old company. Our great grandfather purchased the company in the early 1960s. And at the time, the footwear on the market was really stiff. It wasn't great for little ones who were just learning to walk. So he completely revamped how footwear was made. He did what we now call cement construction. So it just gave more flexibility in the shoe as children were learning to walk. So from there, he redesigned the lasts that we still use today, or the molds that make our shoes. And they are great because we offer a variety of widths. So if you have a child with a really narrow foot, we have a shoe that would fit them. Or if we have a child that has a really wide foot, we also have a style that would work for them as well. And we also carry whole and half sizes. So that was something that he brought to the company at that time, and something that we still honor today. So eventually he completely revamped the way shoes were made at the time. And now a lot of footwear companies are using that same manufacturing style today. So eventually our grandfather came on board, and our dad and Sue, or Aunt Sue, and now us. So we're fourth generation shoemakers.
And it's just, I mean, the attention to detail, and it's not, I've been in there, and it's not like this mass produced type place, corporate. It doesn't have any of that feel. These sort of places are so rare. And just how many employees do you have?
So we have about 15 employees.
15 employees.
Yeah. So, yeah, like you said, every pair is handcrafted.
Yeah.
This isn't a massively produced product. We're very, very small. It takes about 125 steps to produce a pair of shoes. So it really is a dying craft. And it hurts my heart to say that, because I've been in this industry for so long. I grew up running around this shoe factory. Addie and I wore the shoes when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a lot of shoemakers in the US anymore.
Was there a moment, maybe when you were both younger, where, maybe your dad was talking to you and saying, oh, hey, I want you to take it over. And you were thinking, no, you know what? I want to do my own thing, or I want to move out of the area, or so many things that maybe a young person, when they're deciding their path, wants to do. And if you had that moment, I mean, what solidified it for you that, no, I want to stay in this family business? Because that can be a difficult decision.
Yeah, for sure. I knew I wanted to be a part of the shoe company since I was little. I remember spending my summers here with the people. I fell in love with the trade, and I mean, shoes are so fun. So like, how could you not want to work here? So it was something I knew I wanted to do for a very long time. Addie,
I'm more recent to come on board within the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Within the past 3 years, it's not something I have always thought was in my path to do. Audrey, reached out to me and suggested about coming on board, and I took it into consideration. Not many people get to say that they get to carry on a legacy that their family has started for and it's been going on for so long. And not a lot of people get to say that they have the privilege of working with their sisters or their dad.
Well, and I think too, your customers being kids, right? I mean, I remember being a kid wearing some uncomfortable shoes. Some people might think, oh, it's just kids. They just wear whatever. They're fine. They'll deal with it. But, your customers being like, you want them to be comfortable, and you're also making shoes that look really nice. They're fashionable, like you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I think what a lot of people don't realize, especially new parents, the importance of a good pair of shoes. I mean, your child's foot is developing, they're learning to walk, they're doing all of these new things, and you really want to get a pair of shoes that's fits correctly in their width and is the right size. And, our footwear has leather lining, so it absorbs moisture, so they don't get like stinky and gross. And on top of it, they're really cute. So, I mean, how can you go wrong?
No, they are. They are. Well, now we've got some of the background. Now, the reason we're talking today, tell us about how you got involved. PA Chamber of Commerce, they reach out to you. How did you get into this March Madness state tournament for the business?
Do you want to take over and
Sure. I'm just trying to think. It was like 2 weeks ago they reached out?
Yeah. We only recently found out.
Yeah, so it was about 2 weeks ago, on a afternoon. Audrey got an email from the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry, congratulating us on our placement in this coolest things made in Pennsylvania style competition. So it's a bracket style competition, and it's up against 64 Pennsylvania based brands. So we're talking brands like Crayola, Hershey, Zippo lighters, big brands we're talking. So we are definitely one of the underdogs in this competition, probably the smallest of them all.
Yeah, we're pretty small. I mean, these are really, really well-known brands.
Well, when you found out you're getting paired up with Yuengling, I mean, what was your reaction to that?
Right. So how they did it was there's 64 brands, so I think they broke it out regionally. Yuengling is 10 minutes away from us, and they also have this amazing family history like we do, and have been in business for so long. So we were definitely we were a little overwhelmed because Yuengling is such a well-known brand, and we just don't have that brand recognition that they have. But we, the poll went live on Twitter, I guess, what was it? Tuesday. The poll went live on Tuesday, and we're not that far behind.
Nice.
So I'm pretty proud of us.
So Twitter, okay. So let people know, Twitter is the main place to go and vote, right? It's not on any other socials.
Well, so you can vote on both Twitter, and they just opened it up today as of noon on Instagram stories. So both the PA Chamber Instagram and Twitter. And you can just go on, and it's really fun. They have so many great brands that we're learning about, and that we had no idea were based in Pennsylvania. So I think that's,
I noticed that too.
What it really, right. That's really what it comes down to, is just learning about these companies and these family owned companies. And, there's an ice cream brand on there that has been, manufacturing ice cream for over 100 years. I had no idea about it. It's so neat to find out about all of these different companies. So it's just really cool.
So regardless of the outcome, you're going to be gaining new fans here, right? New people are going to be going to your website, learning about your businesses, and hopefully ordering a pair of shoes.
For sure. I mean, we are, at the end of the day, we are so honored just to be even in this competition and up against these really well-known brands. And we're really grateful for this experience, and are excited to be a part of it.
Awesome. So we're going to include the links on this story and everything. We'll have all that posted. And so the voting goes through for the first round. Tell everybody, through tomorrow, or how long does it go?
Yeah. So the polls close tomorrow at 12.
Yep.
Great.
So everybody can vote up until then. And you don't need to be in Pennsylvania to be a voter. Anyone can vote. You can only vote once on each platform. So you can only vote once on Twitter and once on Instagram. And you do need to have an account on either Twitter or Instagram to vote.
Awesome. Great. Ladies, thanks so much for your time. Great talking with both of you. I wish you all the best. I'm rooting for you. I'm a fan of Yuengling, but I'm a bigger fan of Zimmerman Shoes.
Thanks, Tom.
Perfect.